Concerns over safety continues to grow as Korea seems to face numerous disasters every year. The level of distrust and disappointment on the government's preparedness and response to such situations peaked as the previous corrupt and flawed Park administration failed the nation over and over again, which is why national safety is a challenging issue for President Moon Jae-in. Kim Hyesung zooms in on the new liberal leader's blueprint to regaining public trust and alleviating such concerns.
육상에 있는 모든 재난은 우선 소방이 현장 책임을 다 지도록 또 청와대가 국가재난에 대해서 강력하게 컨트롤타워 역할을 하도록 하겠습니다.
Strengthening public safety was one of the hottest debate topics in the recent presidential election, especially with the deadly forest fires that destroyed dozens of homes in eastern Korea in early May and the sinking of the Sewol-ho ferry in 2014 that claimed more than 300 lives. These disasters raised questions about the government's ability to protect its people.
When planning our disaster response and safety measures for the campaign, we focused on the system, encouraging responsibility and speed to make the whole response process more transparent. We need to be clear about who is responsible for what and who reports to whom. And the one in charge of the process should be the control tower, the presidential office of Cheong Wa Dae, to keep everything in line.
On top of being the control tower that commands, controls, and delegates responsibility when a disaster unfolds, President Moon Jae-in plans to separate the Korea Coast Guard and the Central Fire Service into independent bodies. They had both been moved under the Ministry of Public Safety and Security, which was created by the former Park administration.
The Fire Service and Coast Guard, these two are totally different. For one thing, firefighters work on the ground and the Coast Guard on the sea. Separating the two is a move in the right direction, allowing each of them specialize in their functions, making their work process more efficient.
This is not the first time the Korean government has revamped the country's emergency and disaster response system. So what are some areas the Moon administration needs to focus on or improve to make the response system a success? Experts say natural disasters and safety accidents are becoming more complex and even intertwined, meaning a change in work processes is all the more important.
Most countries manage disasters through an integrated system. Local governments manage small issues in normal times, but when a big disaster occurs, ministries and the central government work together under one control tower to enhance efficiency.
Let's say there's an outbreak of avian influenza. In the United States, the Department of Homeland Security serves as a control tower, delegating tasks at the federal and administrative level. But in Korea, even though AI is expected every November, the Environment Ministry first has to confirm the outbreak. The Agriculture and Health Ministries actually wait until something breaks out before taking action, like giving vaccines, rather than sharing real-time information and taking some preemptive measures. They miss a critical chance to minimize the damage. That's why experts say, under an integrated system, it's important to know who's in charge and who is responsible. So it's necessary to have an independent body to monitor the process.
That's why experts say under an integrated system, it's important to know who is in charge and who is responsible. So it's necessary to have an independent body to monitor the process.
There's long been a problem of bureaucratic inefficiency in Korea's disaster response system. Creating an independent body that evaluates the process in quantifiable terms can help us clearly see what the problem is, which areas need improvement, and so on.
Creating a control tower, simplifying the disaster response system, these are all good moves, but they do not in themselves guarantee national safety. Many hope the Moon administration will go back to basics.
I think Korea needs to look closely into the root causes of disasters to prevent them from happening again.
Those who died in the Sewol-ho ferry disaster were kids my age. But I remember the government wrongly reported, and the media went along with it, that they had been rescued. The least the government can do is provide accurate information and make the disaster response process transparent, rather than denying the public's right to know.
I think there is already a good system in place and many good principles. I hope the new administration checks and confirms each principle and sticks to it.
김혜성, 아리랑 뉴스.